So I hope you guys can see the screen. So let's say, guys. So here it is. So let me know, guys, what we have done in the last session. What we have completed in the last session. What was the last session number? Number, first of all, last session number. So 10th, right? So 10th was the last session number. Got it now? Nice. Yesterday, we spoke about why we have the operate phase. And then we spoke about why we have the feedback space, right? And then we spoke about the Oracle VMbox download and installation process. And then we saw how to install it and CentOS. And finally, we have configured our lab machine. Clear? So lab machine is what we have configured. Okay. Now, what we'll do is we'll go ahead and one last step is pending here. So we'll go ahead and set up. We will go ahead and set up our network for it. We'll go ahead and set up the network for that machine that we created for that VMbox. And then we'll start installing our first tool, Git. In the DevOps, the first tool is Git, guys. And this comes under the version control system. So once we install the Git, we'll come back to the understanding of what is version control system, what are the different types of version control system, and how it works in your software industry. So that's an understanding of ECS. Okay. So let's start with our network stuff, guys. Now, first of all, get your VMbox, and I hope, I think this is the machine I created yesterday, right? Do you agree, guys? The machine, this is the machine or VMbox which I created in the yesterday's class for your batch, correct? Now, what I will do is I'll just go ahead and highlight this machine and I'll click on, see, if you want to do the network setup, this step one is first you need to find out on your base computer what kind of network are we using. So you tell me, guys, look into my screen and tell me, am I connected by wired connection or a Wi-Fi connection? Quick, you have to tell me, guys, is it wired connection or a Wi-Fi connection? It's a Wi-Fi. Okay. So we are clear on it. It's a Wi-Fi. So we'll click on that Wi-Fi and you have to open up something called network and internet settings. Or you can just right click on the Wi-Fi and say open open network and internet settings. This is what you have to do. So once you reach to this page, right? Once you reach to this page, at some point or some place here, you'll find an option that says change adapter options, guys. Where do you see that option? Where do you see that option, guys? I guess I see here. Do you agree? Somewhere on the screen, you'll find it, guys. So under the advanced network settings, I see an option that says change adapter options. So click on this. And once you click on this, okay, since you guys would have little knowledge about the computers for sure, now you tell me how many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Out of the 6 connection that I have on my computer, 1 and 2 are not countable, right? And the rest 4 are there here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now you tell me, guys, out of this 4, which one am I using currently? Tell me the name of the connection. Anjana, what is the name of the connection? Atif, Chamundeshwari. So it is Wi-Fi 2. Everybody agrees that it is Wi-Fi 2. Got it now? So here in the Wi-Fi 2, now what is an adapter name that you see? You have to recognize the adapter name. Now keep in mind for your computers, it will be a different one. For your computer, it will show different one. For example, it is showing me TP-Link wireless nano USB adapter. So this is what I am getting. So for your computers, you'll have different one, guys. You may get a HP wireless adapter or Dell wireless adapter or NVIDIA. So whatever the names that you see at your end, so have a knowledge about it. That's it. This knowledge is required for some reason. So let's see now. So I made a note. It is TP wireless nano adapter. So I'll keep that in my brain. Now I'll move on to my VM box. I highlight the machine which I created. I'll go into the settings and then go into the network. Now, once I go into the network, I see 4 options: adapter 1, adapter 2, adapter 3, and adapter 4. So you can choose any of the adapters here, but preferably go with the first one. So once you highlight the first adapter, so please make sure that enable network adapter is checked. This option should be checked. And attach it to this value should be changed to bridged adapter. That is what you need. The value from NAT, please change that to the bridged adapter. The moment you change, it will automatically detect your Wi-Fi connection properly. So it is showing me Realtek PCE and TP. Because in my connection, I found that it is TP link. So make sure that here it is pointed to the TP link only. So that is the reason I went there. So there are 50% chances are there that here you guys may select the wrong one. I hope you understood why I went there. Am I clear on this, Divya, Ekta, Nayak, Kavya, Kumar Raju? Okay. So we don't want to make a mistake. That's the reason we went there and found what is our adapter and we want to highlight it correctly. Then expand the advanced. Once you expand the advanced, you need to look for a value that says Prometheus mode. And please change this value to the allow all. Prometheus mode value should be changed to the allow all. And MAC address, click on this refresh button. It will update. Okay. And whether it is wired connection or a Wi-Fi connection, you need to make sure that this is checked, cable connected. Then click OK. That's it. Then you start your computer. Highlight and start the computer. So it tries to log in into your machines now. Root and password, right? I logged in. So once you log in, there is a command here which will activate the internet now. So we need to fire the command. So the command is this. So please make a note of the command. So the command is nmtui. I repeat, the command is nmtui. So that is a command you need to fire. So I'm going ahead and typing. Okay. So sometimes when you click on the mouse, you get this kind of windows pop up. So please capture it. Click on capture. Okay. So nmtui. This is a command to activate the internet, guys. Okay. So this is a command to activate the internet. Just give me a minute. Okay. Press enter. Now you will get a pop-up. Correct? Now in this pop-up, we see three options. That is edit a connection, activate a connection, and set the system host name. So among these three options, you have to select the second one. That is activate a connection. So go to the activate connection and then press enter. Now you will see that it is telling ENP0S3, and beside it, using your mouse or using your arrow keys on your keyboard, scroll to the activate over there. So once you see the activate, once you highlight that activate over there and you press enter, the value will change to the deactivate. So there is a tricky meanings here. So let me write those tricky meanings. So once you switch there, if you see an activate, that means the network is off. What you need to do is you need to select it and press enter. Then the value will definitely change to the deactivate. Okay, the deactivate. It means that network became on. So that's a tricky things here. So that's the reason when you press enter, it is changing to deactivate. That means network became on. Now click on back and quit. Are we clear on this? Are we clear on this, Manasa, Shravya, Mani, Mayuri, Maunika? You have to confirm, guys. Guys have to confirm. Otherwise, I will never know. Okay, I hope you are so far following me. Right? So that's good. Now you tell me, guys, we activated the internet now. Now what is a command to get the IP address of your Linux machine? What is the command to get the IP address on your Linux machine? Linux machine. So the command is ifconfig, not ipconfig. Ipconfig is for Windows. ipconfig will work in Windows, guys. I'm talking about Linux. The command is ifconfig. Okay, that's a simple point. The command is ifconfig. And here, if I try the ifconfig, you can see here if config. Okay, as per Mani, I'm proceeding. It's not found. Did I type anything wrong there? Nothing. Correct. So why it is not working is ifconfig command is not installed on the computer. That is the reason. So this command is not installed by default in Linux. That's the reason it is not working. So how to get the IP address? So there is a command called hostname -I. I repeat, hostname -I. So this command will work in all the operating systems, guys. All the Linux operating systems, irrespective of their, whether it is Ubuntu or a Red Hat, Solaris, we don't care. So if you type this, so that works everywhere. So I recommend you to just memorize this very well. Okay. So always this is a recommended one. You will not have any trouble at all. Host name hyphen capital I. This will give you the IP address. So this one 192.168.1.4 is the IP address. 192.168.1.4 is my IP address. So this is how you set up your network. Got it now? Nice. So I'm going ahead and shutting down this computer for some reason now. I'm shut down the computer. So once you set up the network for your machine, I recommend you to clone that. The reason is if you directly practice on this image, since you guys are learning, there is probability that you may fire some miscommands or incorrectly, and that could mess up your operating system. And again, you have to spend some time on reinstalling it. At least it will take 20 minutes of time. So to overcome those headaches, just please kindly work on cloned machines. Okay. Create a cloned copy of this. Clone. You have an option that says clone, and it is asking what is the name. So I'll say, what is your batch code? Is it 31? 31B. I'll say this is my Git practice mission. That's it. And nothing else, because I'm just giving the name and I'm clicking next. It is asking full cloned or a linked clone. Select the full clone and then just clone it. It will create a one more copy of this mission, and so that you can practice upon the copy. Even if you mess up this copy, we are not worried, because again we can clone and start working. Make sense? So I just saved my time. So I'll work on my cloned copy always. And if any commands are misfired, that's okay. System gets corrupted, that's fine. Again, we can delete that and just clone one more and start happily practice your stuff. So that's the recommended one for your at your level, guys. Now this is a mission we are going to use for our practice now. Now, important point to be noted for as a part of your lab setup is, whenever you create a new cloned machine, please make sure that you have to go into the settings and go to the network and refresh the MAC address. That is a mandatory step. Only when you create a clone, one time only, not every time. Only one time you have to do. First time when you start it. Okay, the value got changed. That's it. Then you can start. Next time, not required. Whenever you clone the new copy, whatever you clone, please refresh the MAC address. So the mission is going to start. So root and put the IP address, right? Now, once you put in the IP address, what we have to do? What is the command to activate the internet? Because we are about to install the Git now. So internet is required. What is the command? Look into your books and tell me. It is NMTUI. That's it. NMTUI. Press enter. Now what I have to select? What I have to select, guys? It's an activate connection. Correct. So click on activate connection and then go to the, it is showing as an activate. It means it is currently network is off. So once you highlight and press enter, the value will change to the deactivate. If it is changing to the deactivate, that means we are traveling in a right direction. Then come back quick and ask what is its IP address. Definitely you should have the IP address. Whether it is working or not, just you try the ping command. I hope everybody knows the ping command, correct? What is the use of ping? Very basic things of computer science, guys. Maybe you have studied in your academics, the ping command. So ping command is used to check the communication between two computers which are on the network. Got it? So ping, P-I-N-G, ping, give a space and type www.google.com. Check it if it is talking to the internet or not. So each line that you get, it is called hope. That is called hope. If you want to stop this, you have to use Control C. It gets stopped, right? When it gets stopped, you need to focus on the loss percentage. Sorry, packet percentage. See, packet loss is 0%. It indicates that network is good. Are we clear on this point? I just checked my internet connection. It is able to reach out to the Google. So the internet is well and fine. Now the time has come to install the Git application. So please make a note of this command now. So the command to install the Git is yum. Yum is a Linux command, okay, which will help you to install the applications. Then you have to tell what you want to do, whether you want to install, remove, right, update. So I want to install, say install. Then tell the application name, that is Git, Git. That's it. So your Linux trainer Imran will teach you in depth about the Linux, this yum classes, guys. I'm talking about installation stuff. Okay, yum command he will talk in depth for you. But at this point of time, simply we say yum install Git. Got it now? So we'll copy this and we'll go there and type it yum install Git. Got it now? And press enter. So it starts looking on the internet and reaches out to the repository servers of CentOS and looks into their database whether they have the Git. If they have the Git, it will transfer a copy of the Git application onto our machine and install it. That is what it is going to do. Now, I told the computer to install the Git, but it is trying to install a lot of dependencies. So keep in mind, there's a one silly point here. So Git was actually written in C language. Then later it was started converting Latin in Perl. And now currently this Git is getting rewritten in Python. So at this point of time, Git has a combination of both C and Perl. Clear? So not yet finished with the Python. So Git is trying, or the team is working on rewriting the entire Git in Python language. So at this point of time, C and Perl. That's the reason you'll see that whenever I'm trying to install the Git here, it is trying to install all the Perl dependencies that are required for the Git. Proceed Y to install. Again, accept the license, press Y. Done. Now, how do you verify whether installation has been done or not? So we have to use a command called git -version. That's it, and press enter. So git version is installed. I repeat, git 2 hyphens and say version. So I'll write it here. So what is the command? Git -version. So that is what you guys have to use. And another point is, I want you guys to download this application, which we'll start using from tomorrow or from the next class to start connecting to the machines. So the application is MOBA Xterm. This is what you guys have to download. MOBA Xterm. So please download this copy on your computer. So MobiXterm. So go to this downloads. And this is the link, guys. I'm sending you in the chat for everybody. Okay. So click on that link and go to the downloads. So go ahead and copy the free one. Okay. So free, click on download. You'll understand shortly why I am using this application. Control C you have to use. To stop the ping, you have to use Control C. Now, once I click on download, it came to this page, guys. It is asking whether you want a portable version or you want an installer edition. So I recommend you to go with installer edition. That means this one, green color. Okay. So click on this and it is trying to download a zip file for you. So it's going to take 2 minutes of time. So let us wait for 2 minutes. For Mac, you have to use terminal, Anuja. You have to use terminal. Directly, you can use terminal. So why it is taking time? 6 minutes, very lengthy. Why my internet is super slow? Even for you, it's the same case for you. Okay, maybe the site is slow at this point of time. Okay, it's going to take around 10 minutes of time. So let's not waste it. So let it take its own time. Okay. So meanwhile, we'll try to cover the other subject. Okay. So let's jump in. Now, the first tool is Git in our syllabus. Now the question comes is, what is this? So Git comes under the concept or the category of version control system. The full form is version control system. People also go use plural form systems also. It's up to you. So VCS full form is version control system. So any idea on what is this? Tell me guys, any idea on what is this version control systems? Any knowledge from your side? Upendra says it's a kind of a history of data. Keep the versions of applications. That is what Mayuri told me. Anjana, as per relation, yeah. So I'll give an example. Those who are not aware what is version control systems. So let's say developer writes the code, guys. Let's say developer writes the code. Now, do you think they will, developer or any other person, guys? Maybe you or me also, with a DevOps or admin, whoever it could be, whoever written a small piece of a code, right? Do you think they will keep the code with them on their mission? Simple logic. Do you think they will keep the code with them on their computers or laptops? Those are not aware of IT, I want to know from you. So the simple answer is no. So once you write the code, you have to push that code to the server. Do you agree? Simple point. So developer writes a code or somebody else writes a code. End of the day, they are not going to save that code on their machines personally. So end of the day, they have to send it a copy of that code onto the server side. So what happens is, so there are some softwares evolved in the industry. We call them as version control systems, which take responsibility of maintaining the different versions of the code. We'll see that example shortly. Maintain the different versions of the code. Second, taking care of maintenance of the code on your local machine, and also taking maintenance, what we call it as maintenance means I'm talking about the security case. They are secure enough, taking very secure enough on your local machine. They're taking care of your code on the remote machine, that is nothing but on your server side. And fourth point is when the data is traveling from your machine to the server, the data is protected. So these are the primary responsible of version control systems, guys. So version control systems helps you to maintain the different versions of the code and protect your code on your local machine, and also protect the code on the remote server, and make sure that the data, when it is traveling from your computer to the server or vice versa from the server to your machine, it is highly encrypted and protected. And fifth point is version control systems also help you to manage the access based on user access control, ACL we call it as user access control case. Okay, access control list full form is, so simply nothing but based on your ID. So access is based on IDs. So if your ID is given an access, you can touch the data or you can download the data and manipulate it or update it. It's up to you. So overall, if I talk in a another kind of an example, let's say another example case, just another example to make you understand better. Let's say on the day one, the developer has written 10 lines of code, right? Let's write like this 10 lines of code, and everything seems to be, I'll use Notepad, it is far better here. Okay, so on the day one, so developer has written 10 lines of code and everything is working fine. Okay, this is, I'm putting like a tabular format, guys. On the day one, the developer has written 10 lines of code and everything is working fine. On the day two, developer has added 5 more lines to the present code. How much lines it will become now in total? How much, guys? 15. It is working. Okay, now let's apply day 3. He added 10 lines and he removed minus 3 lines. How much it will be now? Calculate properly, guys. So is it 22? Yeah, nice, 22. So it is not working now. NW, not working. So to fix that problem, again on the day 4, the developer said he just came back and he just added, let's say, 4 more lines and it seems to be working. Or let's say 26 now and it seems to be working. Right? On the day number 5, he did not add any line nor he removed any line, but he edited existing line. Okay, existing line only, guys. He did not add new line nor he removed any other line. So existing line, whatever, let's say, he modified it. What is the total number of lines in the project now? Does it increase or does it decrease? It's a still 26. I hope you understood this. And it is working. Okay. Just see the logic, guys. I will call the day one code as version as 1.0. The day two's code as 2.0. And the day three's code as 3.0. And the day four's code as 4.0. And the day five's code as 5.0. And if I ask a question to you, among this, which of the following is considered as deliverables? This is an IT word, guys. Which of the following versions are classified as deliverables? I repeat the question once again. Which of the following versions is called as deliverables? It is actually 1 version, 2 version, 3 version. No, not 3. 4 version and 5. 1, 2, 4 and 5, guys. We do not include 3. Why? Why do you think we don't include 3? Because 3 is not working. You got it, the logic now? You have to think imagination, guys. This subject, a little imagination, it will help you get super clarity. So third is not working, so we cannot consider that as a deliverable at all. We cannot give that to the client. Okay. Now next, the manager came currently on the production server. 1.0 version of the code is active. That means this is where the clients are accessing 1. Version of the code. And you got a request. See the logic. Once you got the request, right, to go ahead and update it to the next version, or please go ahead and perform the update. Which version will you deploy? Generally, you'll get the directions what version to deploy. But if they ask you to just update, which one will you deploy? Is it a 2 or a 4 or a 5? It's actually 2. Okay, the next version. Right? I hope you got it. So we updated. And it is active on the server. The client's response seems to be somewhat negative now. They don't like it. So clients are telling that, okay, 2.0 version is working little slow. I don't like. Now what you will do? What you will do, guys? Will you roll back the software to 1.0 or will you update the software to the 4.0? Because next deliverable is 4.0 now. Will you roll back or will you see something like the decision is whether you want to go back, backward or forward. That's the only choice now. Backward, okay, backward or forward. That's the only choice you have. So in this case, in this example, definitely I'll go forward only. Any reason for this? Any reason for this case? Why I'm trying to go forward? You have to think. See, I'm going forward because I have my deliverable available. Because 4.0 is working, already proven. That's the reason I go forward. Imagine a use case, it is reverse. So let's say if the 4.0 was not there with you, nor 5.0, what you will do? You have to roll back. You have to switch back to the 1.0 only. You got the answers now? So what is happening here? So you have the code and you're writing it. So based on the demand, right, we are deploying the appropriate versions. So that is only possible if you're trying to use version control system software. This is the role of the version control system software, guys. So they keep a track of the changes that you are trying to do on the project or on a file, I can say. So version control systems softwares will track the changes that you are trying to do. Got it now? So that is what. See, developers keep on writing something that will not work. This will work. Okay, that is very common. So something not working, they will roll back. Something is working, they'll move forward. Right? For example, suddenly let's say we have 2.0 version working in the production, and suddenly your team lead came and told you, right, please go ahead and deploy 1.0. What happens? We go ahead and deploy 1.0. Now, one more point to be noted. One interesting point. If I open the file version of 1.0, how many lines I will see? The same file, single file, how many lines I would see, guys? 10 lines. If I open up a 5.0 version, how many lines I should see in the file? 26 lines. If I open 3.0, how many lines I should see? 22 lines. Are you getting the point now? So this is nothing but version control system. So this is practically used in IT industry. Or if I take normal life example, your normal life. So let's say candidate is there, right? He has a resume with him and he is planning to make some updates on the resume, guys. So what strategy you guys follow? Will you directly make the changes upon the resume or will you make the changes upon the copy of a resume? What you will do? Think what we actually do. Let's say we have the resume and we are planning to make some changes. So by human psychology, what we don't directly make some changes on the resume now. So what we do, we wantedly make a copy of the resume and make some changes. Correct? In a simple resume activity itself, we are trying to maintain a duplicate, right? So what is that reason for we are trying to maintain the duplicate? Can I say that you don't want to mess up the original one now as a backup? Correct? You don't want to mess up the original one. We want to do it the changes on the copied one. That means we are trying to experiment the changes on the copied one. Can I talk like that, guys? That means my changes, I'm trying to experiment on the copied resume. Correct? Exactly likewise here also. So version control systems helps you to track the changes. So the moment you add some lines, go ahead and save it, tag it to one version. You add some more lines, again tag it. So we saving concept here in version control systems we call as commit. Commit. That's it. So let's say second, the moment at day 3 you added some changes, do a commit. And the commit says it's a 3.0, right? So what happens is when somebody opens 3.0, you will see 22 lines. When somebody opens 2.0, they will see 15 lines. When somebody opens 1.0, they will see 10 lines. So actually this version control system, you can directly feel it in your Google documents also. Maybe whether you guys have observed or not, I don't know. You have this feature in your Google documents only, guys. So let's say I'm opening some 30 batch notes wantedly. You guys are 31 now. So I'm open 30. Okay. I'm wantedly opening 30. I'll show you how the version control system works in this Google documents. So Google documents also implements the version history. See, version history. Do you see this? Do you see this option, guys? Everybody. This is a simulation of your version control system. Simulation, guys. Not exactly, but a kind of a simulation. I want to see the version history. Okay, I'm clicking on it now. You see? Right? Currently, if I go to the last page here, I'll show you one stuff. Last page in this notes, I want to go first of all. Okay, page number 199 I have to go. Okay. So we are dealing here 199. This is the today's notes actually for their batch. Right? You can see. Now if I roll back to the somewhat like November 30, you just say I'll click on November 30 and I'll say restore this version. Yes, restore to the November 30. Now I will not have 199 lines here, 199 pages. No, I will not have. So if I go to the dead end, you see, I'm not seeing that. Only 97 pages of notes I'll see. Page number 97. Are you able to understand, guys, simulation of this concept of version control? If I switch back again, I want to see the history. Let's say I want to switch back to somewhat November 5th. Okay. November 5th, how the notes was looking like. Okay, restore this. Yeah, restore. And on the November 5th, hardly it was like this. Nothing else in this. Understood, Maunika, Nagireddy, Nayak, Surya Narayana, Shankar. Are you catching the concept, guys? You need to catch the ideology. Okay. Now you guys think like a developer. You guys have to think like a developer. Think like a developer only. So on a piece of file, they will write some code. Okay. Regularly they keep on updating. At some point they want to revert. They want to go back. They want to go forward. Right. So if I'll show you live on my thing. See, on one of the project today I was working. So connections, I was just looking at the history. This somebody written this code. Okay. This is the entire content. How many lines? Somebody else has written 250 lines of code is there in this file. Okay. I'll go back to the history and I can see 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 times they have edited this file and all are tracked. If I click on the last one, if I click on this, it is showing that this guy has added entire file, some changes. See, this is what he added. So green color indicates that addition and red color indicates deletion. So normally, see, in this file, you only modified this. If I go back and I see the history, what they have done here, this is one more commit. Every dot is a commit, or we can say it's a version, right? So click on this and I'll see a lot of reds and a lot of greens. So line number 8 was edited. Line number 12 was edited. Line number 17 was edited. And line number 21 was edited. Today I done some edits. I'll show you. See, it will show my name also. Let me go back. And today I was working on some pipeline. It was some messed up. So QA environment, one of the client connections, history, Vikram. See, my name today. Just around afternoon I worked, updated the variables. So what I done, these names are incorrect. This details are incorrect. I just updated. See, I removed. See, line number 63 I removed and 64 added. So this was removed and this was added. So likewise at multiple places I've done it. So if somebody wants to track what I have done, they will look into the history. So this dot indicates that, okay, one version of the code. This is another version of the code. This is another version. This is another version. Make sense? Everybody understood the live situations now? Make sense, guys? What is the use of version control systems now? Confirm. So it helps you to track the changes, guys. That's it. Nothing big deal there, right? So it helps you to track the changes in the code that you are doing. So from time to time, it can track your changes. So that's the benefit of your version control systems. Now, version control system story did not start overnight. So in 1970s, the concept started. The earliest name was called as RCS, guys. The earliest name they used to call this as RCS. The full form is Revision Control Systems. Okay. So the features or the technology involved in RCS is somewhat different that we are using in today. In 1990s, we started calling the same concept as SCM. Full form is Source Code Management. Okay. Source Code Management. In 2010 era onwards, we started calling this as VCS. Nothing but Version Control Systems. Clear? So I repeat, the same things used to call in different age periods differently. The reason is the features are different. Okay, once upon a time, for example, guys, I'll tell you one life example. Government introduced Bharat Stage 1, Bharat Stage 2, 3, 4. What is a Bharat Stage 4 now? Is it 5 or a 6, guys, in automobiles? Is it 5 or a 6 going on? The same vehicles, it's a Bharat Stage 6, 5 and 6, right? So 1, 2 and 3 are not allowed to travel on the road. So any vehicles which are 1, 2 and 3, they are not allowed to travel on the road because of pollution impacts, whatever pollution they give. So currently we are in the era of 4 and 5 and 6. So recently government introduced Bharat Stage 6 norms. 5 is allowed, 4th is also allowed. So likewise, so once upon a time, we used to call that as RCS. Later we started calling this as SCM. And later we started calling this as VCS now. So VCS features will differ and SCM features will differ and RCS features will differ. So which we'll try to understand when we talk about the types of VCS. So in the types of VCS, we have 3 types. The first one is local VCS. Second one is centralized VCS. And third one is distributed VCS. So both are currently in the market. Both centralized and distributed both are being used in the market. And distributed is the latest one. And Git is the product, or Git is an application which brought up the concept of distributed VCS, the most advanced version control system, which carries most benefits. Are we clear on the understanding of VCS? That is what I want, first of all. If you understand that simple logic, then only we will understand Git. I want the confirmation from everybody. I'm not sure you guys are silent. So version control systems definitely help the software industries. They develop. If think guys, just think reverse. Okay, other side of the coin. If a version control system kind of softwares are not there, if they were not there, don't you think the developers would have dare to go ahead and do code changes? Don't you think they will have little fear? Correct? And every time they want to make changes, they'll keep on creating duplicate files. Correct? Yes or no? Every time they want to make some changes, they would definitely have little fear, and definitely they will keep on creating the duplicate copies and experimenting the things. And overall end of the day, what happens? The storage capacity requirement increases, right? So this technology has solved such problems. A single file, whatever the code changes that you're trying to do from time to time, it keeps a track of them and shows you based on tracking. Got it now? So every time that you try to save the code, it will track the changes. Whether maybe I'm not sure in Word document also you have this feature, guys. Maybe you have not realized or not, I don't know. MS Word. How many of you are very strong with the MS Word? MS Word, Microsoft MS Word, guys. In the MS Word, also you have this feature indirectly. There is something called track sentences or document actually. If you enable that option in MS Word, what happens is once you start writing document, and if you, let's say, make some changes, deletions, right? It will show those lines in a strike off in red color. Okay, that option is nothing but indirectly the way of working of VCS only. Okay, but the point, it is not saving the state of the file. Here what happens is it saves the state of the file. So if you understood the logic, then we can proceed in the next class with understanding types of VCS, and then we'll start moving on to the Git. So we just installed the Git today. So what is your duty, guys? What is your duty for the day? Clone copy, create a clone mission. Okay, first you have to, guys, work on the network setup, correct? Then second, clone, do the clone practice. Third, install the Git and spend some time on understanding what is VCS. So VCS, these are the softwares which will help you to track the code changes, guys. Track the changes of the code. I just showed you the experimentation in the Google documents also, so that you will understand. Now types of VCS we'll see in the next class. Fifth activity is we want to go back to our this stuff download. What happened? I want to see. So where is this download guy? Where it went? Okay, here it is downloaded, guys. Download failed. Why? Refreshed. Okay, it's trying to download, guys. I want to show you this application, how it works. Because from the next session, we'll start using this mobile XTerm to connect to your machines actually. And it's a strong advice for everybody. Please go ahead and install an application called AnyDesk on your computer. Do you know the use of AnyDesk? Everybody, guys. So AnyDesk you have to install. So this is an application which helps me or you to take control of any other computer. So AnyDesk. So it is also freely available on internet. You just type it AnyDesk, right? And click on this AnyDesk, free only. Just go ahead and download and install on your machine. So once you install, this is how you will get the application like this. And this is how the application looks like. Okay. And you will get a number here. And if you share this number to others, they will put that number over there here, like me, right? And they will be able to connect your machine. So once they're able to connect your machine, they can help you with your assistance. Like even when you're taking the help from lab technician or from the support team or from me, definitely I would ask the AnyDesk ID. Clear? So that is another thing you guys have to do. Please make sure that you install AnyDesk on your computer. At any point of time, if somebody asks this ID, please share it. Okay, they can get into your machine and see what's happening. Okay, it's downloading. 42 seconds to go. I'll call out few names. Once again, it's Manasa, Mani, okay, only two people. Nice. Rest of them are able to follow the guidelines. So Manasa and Mani, please make sure that you guys don't miss tomorrow. Log in with your first name and last name. Make a habit, guys. Always log in with your first name and last name. Why I'm telling you is you will have some students, those I can say I'll not, so they will misuse your name actually. They will try to log in with your name with a multiple account. So that helps us to identify and also helps us to track the attendance. Got it? So it happened in previous classes. That's the reason I'm telling. So if duplicate names are there, what happens is, admin will go ahead and disconnect. Duplicate names are coming, gone, disconnected. Again, you need to follow up them to get connected. So please make sure that log in with your first name and last name always. Okay, it's almost done. Few seconds left. Yeah. Okay, it is downloaded, guys. Now let's see. Open this. Simple. This is a zip file. Right click and unzip this. Extract files. And when it is extracting, please target the C drive. That C drive program files, you target it. Okay. So so that's okay. I'm keeping it here. That's also okay for me. But then normally you should target your C drive and your program files. I'm not doing it. I repeat, I am not doing it. The reason I already have it. So extract, once it extracts, is finished. You go back to your computer and just type MobaXterm. You will find that application like this. MobaXterm. You open this application and then you need to click on this session and then click on SSH. We'll do this right from tomorrow and then put the IP address of your machine. Imagine it is 192.168. What is the number? We got it here. What is a host name hyphen capital I? 192.168.1.15, right? So I'll put that number here. Every day we'll do this 1.15. That's it. Click OK. And it will start asking fingerprinting. We have to accept this. It starts asking the ID and put the password. Don't you think this is far comfortable than that VMbox window? Yes or no, guys? Yeah, that is the reason we use this. It is comfortable. You can increase the font, you can decrease the font, right? You can type super easy, but here it is not flexible. That is the reason we use that one. And please make a habit of using this always from now onwards. Okay. Now I want to take the questions, guys. We're done with the class. And tomorrow there is no class. I repeat, there is no class tomorrow. Enjoy your 31st and come back on Monday. I know if I'm taking class tomorrow, you guys will definitely scold me. So no class tomorrow. So come back on second Monday. Enjoy your 31st. That's the last day of this year. No first, no Sundays, man. No Sundays. I already told no Sundays. Come back on Monday. Okay, those who have money, thank you. Okay. For Mac, I want help to set up the CentOS. Okay. Right. Everybody advance Happy New Year. Okay, let's see the Rajat's problem, guys. I don't know why Rajat's. So we need to learn the how to troubleshoot also. Let's see what is Rajat's computer problem. So Rajat, please allow me to connect. What is the story, man? Keep it on mute. Those who want to leave can leave, guys. We are done for the class. Those who want to stay back can stay back. What did you do, man? Very crazy thing is coming. Can you close that? Power off it. Money will do that every day. Every day. What question you are asking? Right from next class, we have to connect using mobile XTEM only. Rajat, please close this. Close that VM box. Okay, seems to be not responding. Okay, fine. Okay. No, you need to see once it is over, guys, you just type shutdown. It will shut down. Rajat, please message me. So I'll assign the technician sometime tomorrow morning. Okay. You happily sleep tonight. Don't worry. Tomorrow morning, I'll assign some tech for you. So message me your details. The same Anuja for Mac also. Mac little different process. We'll figure out. Okay. So enjoy your. I mean to say, last day of the December tomorrow, guys, and wish you happy advanced New Year. And please come back on Monday. Chalo. See you. Bye bye.